Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, November 7th, 2022 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is, instead of tuning out, I will tune deeper in. And that is the calling over these next few days. We have our eclipse, our second eclipse happening on Tuesday, early Tuesday. Let's see, the eclipse is happening at 3 a.m. and the full moon happens at 3:02 a.m., both Pacific time. So early for many of us that is happening. And that is the big event of this week. It's not to say the rest of the week won't have its stuff, because it will, but that is definitely the big thing that we are moving through. And this eclipse is a little bit bananas. We're going to dig into that eclipse a little bit today. I will finish up in tomorrow's scope. But as I was looking at the astro, there's no what you may call major transits happening today. But I was like, I have a feeling that there's something subtle that I just need to look at this chart for a little while and I will see it. And it actually, as soon as I looked at the chart, ding, there it was. We have Lilith, Black Moon Lilith at 29 degrees Leo today, Monday. And this Lilith energy, oh my, oh God, is causing a YOD. Oh my YOD, Lilith. So Pluto and Jupiter. Pluto in Capricorn feeding in, and Jupiter in Pisces feeding in. In fact, that's the first thing I saw was that inconjunct between Lilith and Jupiter. And I was like, oh my goodness, these energies at 29 degrees Leo and Pisces. Quite dramatic was the first thing. And then we have the Pluto energy feeding in. I was like, wow, this is so interesting. I've definitely been having eclipse stuff come up. I've been moving through a lot of intensity in myself in it. And at times, when we get this intensity, it can feel dramatic. And a lot of us have a tendency of trying to quell the dramatic, trying to quiet that energy down. When it comes to Pisces and Leo energies, those energies aren't quite the quiet down types. They are the more let it rip kind of energies. And I'm feeling like that might be part of our work it doesn't mean that you're taking this out on somebody, let me be clear, but letting this drama, the feelings, fully move through you as a part of aligning with your Lilith, as a part of aligning with your heart and letting your heart pour out whatever needs to be poured out. And part of this Pluto energy, taking back your power. And many of us, me, crying or the full release of my feelings was never fully accepted in my family or in many of my relationships. And so this, in your relationship with yourself and God universe, is let this energy rip. Let that intensity move through you. And I have found that a lot of times when we do, it moves through fairly fast. And then we can find our equilibrium again, right? But with this Lilith YOD, I'm feeling that. Lilith in Leo, I always think of Madonna's song, Express Yourself. And so what needs to be expressed in this energy? And again, Jupiter expanding that Pisces, it may have deep emotional energies tied to this that need to be voiced and aired out. So just keep that in mind for today. Your Lilith may be showing, and it's not a bad thing. Right? I think it's part of the overall balancing is to allow ourselves to be able to go to those places, not with hurting ourselves or hurting anybody else. We need to stay in balance within that, but it doesn't mean that you can't have your expression. And I think a good scream therapy, when I lived in San Diego, when I was driving over the bridge, I lived in Coronado, and so I drove over a bridge to get home most days, and I would always scream when I was driving over the bridge, letting that energy release from me, and I imagined it going into the water where it could be transmuted. So something like that, where you can release that energy, could be very powerful in this energy. What do you need? What do you need to move through? Where do you need to express yourself? Where do you need to honor your soul, but maybe release some of the things that have been squishing your soul? So, powerful energy in that. Besides that, we are just feeling this eclipse energy building. And my oh my, is it intense. In this eclipse, it is not just the sun and moon in opposition in a full moon, it's also Mercury and Uranus. And there's also a square with Saturn in this energy as well. So there's a lot of planets involved. There's a lot of stimulating electrical energy involved in this eclipse. You will be feeling this today. You probably have already started feeling it. I usually have trouble sleeping when it comes to an eclipse, or not an eclipse, a full moon. But with these added Mercury and Uranus energies, that is doubling up the intensity, electrical, stimulating, mental intensity that we are feeling. So taking time to ground in, taking time to notice what you need, taking time to notice your emotions will be very helpful in and through this energy. Even though Taurus is a very grounded sign, there is so much going on in and through this. So just keep that in mind over these next few days. And part of this overall energy that we're looking at, I want to bring forth the Sabian symbol. The Sabian symbol, dropping everything. Let me say this before I get the Sabian symbol. If you're looking for the plant, we had a wolf versus plant moment, and wolf won. So the plant got knocked over, and so I have no more plant reflection happening here. Plant will come back, but I don't know if the plant's going to be reaching into my space anymore. Wolf said no. Anyway, the Sabian symbol. When I first read the Sabian symbol for this eclipse, for Taurus at 16 degrees, I was kind of like, meh. I wasn't very excited about it. But especially in tandem with the other Sabian symbol, the other eclipse, it really does make sense. So the Sabian symbol for Taurus 16 is an old teacher fails to interest his pupils in traditional knowledge. And what comes up with that is just how tuned out our culture is these days. Whether we're tuning out via TV, internet, scrolling, food, addictions, medicines, plant medicines. We've been tuning out so much to avoid diving in as deep as we need to dive in. And the first eclipse reminded us, with that Sabian symbol, a bottle of perfume is broken, releasing its fragrance, that it's okay to be broken. And this eclipse, it is bringing up the deep, at least for me, and for many that I've spoken to. And so this is a reminder, it's okay to go there. In fact, it's important. So right now, I think your work is noticing what is uncomfortable that you are avoiding with whatever, and seeing where you can engage with it. Do you have to go fully in there? No. But where can you dance with this energy that you've been avoiding? That's the call. If there is something where you're like, no thank you, that might be the exact button that needs to get pushed. And here's my suggestion. I suggest we do the dance before the universe is like, here it is in your face, you need to do this now. And this energy has a little bit of the in your face between the Uranus as part of the eclipse. Anytime there's Uranus, Uranus is triggering, it is revolution, evolution, it is breakdown, breakthrough. It's so intense. And then Mercury in Scorpio is just egging that intensity on. And Saturn in Aquarius is like, this is your responsibility. So there's the Saturn voice, right? This is what you must do. And then even just Jupiter, 29 Pisces. When I look at the astro right now, when I look at this chart, I'm like, this is bananas. But it's a call to go in. And that's part of that Lilith energy as well. Lilith is not afraid to look at those things. Lilith is the ultimate embodiment of all of the things with no shame, right? And so with this Lilith energy, it's like you don't need to be ashamed of this thing that you're looking at, this thing that you're facing. You just need to be willing to go there. So it's really super powerful. Top of the card, speaking of this, is beyond illusion. So I've been pulling this so much over the last week, right? And here it is again. We're getting beyond these places of illusion, delusion, that we have been hiding away within ourselves. And maybe part of the illusion is, this is bad, this is wrong, this shouldn't be a thing. It's part of your human experience. It's part of your brokenness. It's part of your broken openness. It's part of your coming forth energy that's needed. And it's part of the overall changes that we are moving through. And Eclipse already brings change. And you add in the Uranus energy, it's change to the max. It is some deep transformation energy. Love the next card. I think it's so funny. The Master card in reverse. You do not have to be a master at this. You are not a master at this, and that is okay. And it's so funny because it's right here. I always consider this the other Master card. So we have the Master card in reverse, but then we have the Innocence card. Be the fool. Go into it naively. Be tender. Be gentle. You don't have to know how this is all going to unfold. You just have to be willing to go there and show up. And my final card I have is the Existence card, which I had just pulled in my patron group. This is a card of being able to alchemize, being able to make magic with whatever is. That's part of Scorpio energy, is that magic of transformation. And so that's what we're seeing in this. As we go through this process, as we face whatever the illusion is and bring our innocence and recognize we don't have to have it all figured out. There is great magic that can unfold in this. So keep that in mind. Even if you are feeling challenged in these eclipse energies, there is magic coming for you. But first comes your willingness to be present in this energy. I will be back tomorrow with more digging into this eclipse energy, but I do encourage you to start your grounding in now because here it comes. And like I said, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week definitely has a lot of intensity for us. So you can book a reading with me if you want to dig into your chart and have a little support. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com for that. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and honor your values and your boundaries. Namaste.